Yep, that's right, folks. We're fired up and we are ready to go. Good to have each and every one of you on the live tonight. Good to have each and every one of you here with us. We're going to have a quick switcheroo, good folks. We're going to have a quick switcheroo. We're going to switch it up in a quick bit. But good to have each and every one of you on the live with us this evening. Give us a quick sec. You just might see a little movement there. Give us a quick sec. There you have it. Thank you so much. Pull that back for you. Pull that back for you. Good to have all of you on the line. Smash that emoji button as well. We're very privileged to have all of you with us, good folks. We're going to pull it back one more time. Wherever you're joining us from, good to have you folks here. Share the live. Marky Moses, good to have you here tonight. I see we have Granham here as well. One name, Granham. I see Thomas and Kimberly and Thomas Kimberly and all the other folks. We're going to make sure that we share the live as well. And we're going to make sure we smash that emoji. But don't think y'all left and we out. We smashing and we sharing equally and straight just to make sure we're in all the valid and credible places. How y'all doing, folks? Do let us know if you're hearing us loud and clear. That's how we want to be heard, folks. Loud and clear. Good to see you, folks. All of you. Leon Logan, Arvin Don Cook, Everett Small. Tell us if you're hearing us. And Evans, how you doing? Andrew Griffith. Let us know if you're hearing us loud and clear, folks. Loud and clear. That's how we want to be heard. Loud and clear. Good to see each and every one of you on the live. We're dotting our I's at the back end. We're crossing our T's, folks, making sure all is well. Mona Moses is there. Sandra Ford is there with us as well, folks, and we're still trying to make sure that we're good to go. That being said, folks, we're fired up and we are ready to go. Dennis London is here and Nicola, Duncan, Gilbert. Yeah. Duncan is proper people. Once y'all know that, who know? Millicent, Siobhan, Debbie, Ingrid, Roxanne, and all you other beautiful folks. Yep. Nice time, folks. Nice time. We like some nice time like anybody else. Don't come wrong, we funny. We like nice time just like the other man. Just like the other person. Nice time. Once you come in the ring. Now we come in the 592. Go so in the 592. Yep. Good evening to each and every one of you. All of you on the live tonight. We're going to be talking about that drug bust. Just a bit, we're going to be talking about the sugar industry and democracy with the one and only Khemraj Ramjattan, who's going to be here with us. Maxine and Everil and Sharon Mercurius and Erwin Dunn. All you beautiful folks. Robert King. Ring that bell one time for you, Robert and Sharon and all you wonderful folks. Pull it back for yourself. Folks, welcome in the ring. Welcome. Even them boys. We welcoming folks. Y'all know Animal Farm in this country. Y'all know Animal Farm. Folks, we got the opener set if you guys are ready. Y'all know how we do it. When you come in the ring, first thing to get, y'all going to get the blood pumping. Opener. This is the biggest drug bust on land in the history of our country. Biggest. It's interesting as we head into this election season. Biggest drug bust ever on land. We don't know who drugs. We don't know where they're coming from. We know where it was. Yep. That's what the boys tell us. Take a look. Take a listen. The opener. The opener.
The most recent drug bust by the Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit, CANU, has been described by Home Affairs Minister Robeson Ben as the biggest on-land drug bust in Guyana. In an interview with media operatives, he stated that such a bust shows the government's commitment and efforts being taken by the government to apprehend drug smugglers. Saturday's bust was a collaborative effort between the Guyana Defense Force Special Forces Unit and CANU, where 4.4 tons of suspected cocaine, which has a current street value of 176 million euros, was found at an illegal airstrip in Region 1. The operation was driven by intelligence regarding illegal flights into Guyana and was supported by information shared with the United States Drug Enforcement Agency and other international partners. Kanu, in a press release, stated that the seizure demonstrates the confidence that the Guyanese government, international agencies, and the joint services have in Kanu's ability to fulfill its mandate, and that Kanu has been leading Guyana's anti narcotics efforts, resulting in previous seizures of aircraft and semi submersibles and the arrest of high profile drug smugglers.
Folks, that's how it's looking. Yep. These hedge travels 4 tons. You heard that? 4 tons. But who won? Anybody facing the courts tomorrow? Thursday, Friday, Saturday? Anybody, folks? Any takers? That's how things looking on this side. Let's head into it. Some of what we're covering, folks. In the region, we're coming back into the 592. We can talk to Khemraj Ramjattan is going to be on with us. You better share that live and smash that emoji. But y'all know he know the whole thing. He know the whole story, being former Minister of Home Affairs. He know the whole thing. 4 years ago was public security, but he still know the whole thing, folks. He know everything. He know the whole story. Look some what we're following internationally. Nice time. Christmas is October. Christmas is October in Venezuela. Yeah. Maduro just wake up. You ever just just get up this morning. He said, I feel like Christmas next month. Christmas begins the first day of October in Venezuela. Yeah. You ever wake up? Good. Huh? Good. You even thinking about Christmas blind. You even thinking about pickled pork pepper, but none of that. Brenda Moore, Valerie Clark, Trevon, Althea Galloway, Tommy Gibbs. You ever wake up? Good. That's so. Maduro wake up. Christmas is your deal. Better start shopping. Folks said he's just trying to play off public sentiment. That's what we're being made to understand. But Maduro just different. Look, anytime you want to celebrate Christmas, over to you. But a particular religious faction in Venezuela, not so taken in by this. So you gotta stop trifling with these things, Maduro. Not the first time. Pull forward, push back. Naomi Drucker. Naomi got start buying up your things. You're putting away the house there in Brooklyn. You put away the house, Naomi, or that other place where you got that other mansion stash away. You put away the house. Cheryl Glenn, Andrew Griffith, Deborah Pearson, Eva Mathis, Garnett, we see you there, and Harriet Wilson, Roy Garraway, we see you there as well. Quanamingo, how you folks are doing? Next month is Christmas. Take out the fairy lights. We coming. So you got some Venezuelan relatives visiting you next month. Say, well, how come you're not home on holidays? Playing with the snowman and so on. How come? That's what's happening in Venezuela. We wish them the best. I wish somebody, I know some of y'all can say, hold on. Guys, pull it back for us. Hold on. I know y'all can say, I wish that was the back pain. I feel it. I just said back pain. I feel my like my spine tap 2 times a pop. You just said back pain. I know some of you say, that could be for me too. How the back pain looking? How the 7 billion the opposition agreed with the government to put aside for cost of living, what do you call it? Mitigation measures. We kicking all now. Back pain. Not back pain, In this country, folks, there's a lot of back pain. We didn't talk about that. We talk a lot of back pain in this country. Headache, thanks to the PPP. Compliments of the PPP. Yeah, parents send the kids to summer camp. You see people locking and checking now, dancing on their head. All kind of, what kind of wildness is happening in this country? And this country so wild. You ever wake up, good. You send you cheering some little camp thing, they're learning something proper. People skating on their head and Jesus have mercy, madness, wildness. like you've never seen it before. Pack of wildness. But look, story here now. Hold on, man. Oh, shucks. As we're in Venezuela, they're telling us that the Maduro government, hold on, man. We are going, shucks, man. The Maduro government, you see, the wrong thing now, the wrong. The Maduro government has issued an arrest warrant for the leader of the opposition there, Edmundo Gonzalez. Well, listen to me. Venezuela gave them a box to the head and said, what nonsense y'all doing? Rebuke them one time. Sorry, Brazil. Brasilia. Box across the head. What the devil y'all doing over there, man? Shucks. I'm trying to pull for you, Maduro. Oh, throw me something, man. Throw me something. You make a looking 10 out here on the regional and international stage. Shucks, man. Shucks. The arrest, at least an arrest warrant has been issued for the leader of the opposition there. Folks, listen to me. Hold on. Let me tell you already. Jail is like a rite of passage for a politician. It's like if they're in jail and you're not doing your politics right. Some of y'all say afraid to get locked up. This, the. Some of y'all happy to get locked up. Happy, hold on. Yeah. Too happy. But as a politician, folks, it's a rite of passage, Wilton Blue. It's like being a Christian. If they're not prosecuting you for your belief system, maybe you're not doing it right. You're not doing it right. You see? Trevon and Irwin, Don, and so on. So an arrest warrant has been issued for the Karen Mohammed, Sheena Hazel, Joyce, Gail, and Leslyn. An arrest warrant has been issued for the leader of the opposition there in Venezuela. You do what you gotta do. Edmundo, we backing you. Edmundo Gonzalez. We backing you. Debbie, Antioch, Gail, and so on. Vernon, we back Leonard Sampson. We can back Edmundo. We back in truth. We back in what is just. Don't come around, we funny with nonsense. So we watching that, folks. We watching that. Watching that. Yep. Had a little juice earlier and something was in there a little bit. Something a little too much. Like the spectacle things. Jai Shri Khan, good to see you on the live tonight. Deborah Clark, I see you there. Irwin Don Cook. Lily, who know? Sister Mercy, good to have you on the live as well, and all the other wonderful, beautiful folks joining us tonight. I like this song. It's my favorite of the set. My favorite. Yeah. Crunchies. How are you doing tonight? How y'all doing tonight, folks? Couple of things we're following. We're pushing forward. Respect and manners. Respecto and manners. Hope we're talking about the university here. No, think this one goes into the late great Sridhar Ramphal. Read a beautiful book of his some of his collected works a couple of years ago. Made such an impression on me. One of them, Inseparable Humanity. If you get a chance to read that, my God, what a work. Beautifully put together. CARICOM eulogizing the former Secretary General of the Commonwealth, rather, former Attorney General, former Minister, a lawyer extraordinaire, you name it, international lawyer, Sridhar Ramphal, tremendously accomplished as a Guyanese. They don't make them like this no more. They don't make them like this no more, peoples. They don't make like this anymore. This is, my God. When you talk about a man, word is weight gold. Same fella here, sir. CARICOM, rather the CCJ, the Caribbean Court of Justice, said that his contributions were unparalleled. Endorse. Said he was one of the region's greatest minds in diplomacy, law, and international relations. Unparalleled contributions to the region. I'm telling you, don't make them like this anymore. No. You got it even now? Lock and chop. Big head, bald head. Heck, bald head. That's it. And again, we got some good Caribbean leaders. You Give some of them some time to mature and grow into the office and so on. They will do well. But then you got a little gang. Right? But 4 or 5 of them, some acolytes. Not anything to talk about that. What good? Never seek to know, the poet says, for whom the bell tolls. You must read little poetry and say 1, 2 times, you know. Shucks, man. Tolls for thee. It tolls for thee. Don John. Don John, never seek to know. All we got to be there, we are, you know. All we. It is appointed unto man. I can preach now. Is it Wednesday night? What good? What good? Unparalleled contributions. That's what they said. Unparalleled contributions. What are they going to say? What are they going to say when you gone? Ring the bell one time for Sir Sridhar Ramphal. What are they going to say when you gone? Some of y'all, some of us, good riddance. Good riddance. Pace and power. Pace and power. We got some bright young folks. We got to invest in our young people. We got to celebrate our young people, folks. You see them doing well, encourage them. You know, help where you can. Please and thank you. And some of our young people, we told you guys this. The third form, doesn't write 12 subjects. Third form, they already wrote 12 subjects, 8 ones, rest is twos. You know, or any confabulation. Good grades. That's the point I'm making. You think they're sticking around, wasting time? I'm so happy. Kudos to the University of Guyana, Professor, Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, Paloma Mohammed. You're supposed to get into UG at 17, I think it is. If I remember my days. Supposed to get into university at 17. Bring it down. 14 and 15 now. Accepted. You got the criteria. Why put a barrier? Unleash those young people on academic nourishment and let us release them to some of the problems we face in this country and see how things turn around. The good book says, and a child shall lead them, a 14 and a 15-year-old, among some other young, very young people, being admitted in this cohort at UG's 61st commencement. UG a little while now. A little while now. Kudos to them. You have to take advantage of them there on campus, you know. Because it's come and fight you. I know some of y'all would run advantage these young people. I'll come and fight you all. But kudos to the Vice Chancellor, Paloma Mohammed, and the team that made these allowances. You pull back the rules a little bit so we can let our brightest go forth and shine. Shucks, who knows? We got a little Sridhar Ramphal in the making there. Who knows? But we want to say respect and manners to them. They've done well. They've excelled. You know, good to see them moving forward. Yeah. Push your kids. Don't give up on them. I ain't care how bad they be. Don't give up on your children. Don't do it. Don't do it. Yep. Second day of school, folks. A lot of complaints happening. They head back out there. A lot of complaints happening. And it seems like it always catches us by surprise. We're there in Linden with the mayor. He's giving us a walk around one of these schools, unprepared for opening. I heard at the North Rheinfeldt Multilateral Secondary School, the kids had to be sent back home. No water to the building. Washrooms can't be used. No potable water there. Yeah, stick up on them. The new term, folk. The new term. Snuck up on them. Snuck up on the folks. Caught them by surprise. Didn't even see that coming, praise that. You know, lots of other schools not prepared. I was there over the weekend at the West Demaro Secondary School. There was an event on there. If you see the state of that, I know they couldn't be opening for Monday. If you see the state of the washroom, my God. What are you doing? Sleeping on the walk, folks. That is what it is. People are sleeping on the walk. We're watching them. We're watching them. Some of the things we're following. Dengue. Dengue for information. For information, folks. 5, according to the Minister of Health, Dr. Frank Anthony, who seemed to be very, I don't know what's happening with Frank. Like, now you see me, now you do. Now you see me, now you. Ministry of Health is a very important ministry. Minister of Health, a very important portfolio. You don't see him much. You don't hear from him much. Once in a while these days. Maybe tired now, you know. in politics a little while and so on. I thought Frank had the temperament to be a better president than Irfan. But maybe they make a mistake. Maybe. You know? Some people got the stamina, you know. Some people got the that thing. They got a thing there. Now you see him, now you don't. 5 reported dengue deaths. For 2024, they said they've done over 32,000 tests. I think it's filled with these numbers, you know. I think this number here for dengue, that's very conservative. Very conservative for 2024. Very conservative. But we're watching it. We're watching it. So good to see so many of you on the broadcast this evening. Like y'all here, the Christmas starting. Hey, tonight. But good to see you folks in many places y'all are joining us from. Good to see each and every one. That's what Frank said. Rosetta Barton, Gilal Leacock, Eden Miggins. Leonard is with us tonight. Leonard's get old and tired. It could be Leonard, but like we make a mistake. We make a mistake. You know, sometimes we get it wrong. We don't always get it right. Sometimes, as we and Frank, as we're in the Ministry of Health, look what else they're telling us, that they're ready for the Mpox. Ready for the Mpox. Eva Maris, that's what they're telling us. Ready for the Mpox. Yep. They've said that they have bought vaccines, according to Dr. Frank Anthony. They have bought the vaccines, and they have vaccine also in stock. You know, to get thing and so on, and then they say, oh, it expired, we got to hold for some more. Frank, check it good. Check it good. But they said they are prepared should we have any occurrence of monkeypox, you know, elevate the name now, Mpox, you know, to make Debbie sound like she could come as M Debbie, right? M Leon, M Yanet. Yeah. Fancy up the thing. Right? M Bunduri, M Seville. Nice. Give a little oomph there. It's the monkeypox in long. I'm sorry. It's 2024. Mpox. Yeah. Dr. Frank Anthony said they are ready. They got the vaccines. And should there be any occurrence here, any positives in the testing, they're ready, they're set. Well, you know, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. I said the proof of the eating is in the pudding. 1 or 2, y'all know what it is. Y'all know the whole thing. The folks that are ready, we're not going to argue with them too much tonight. Maybe tomorrow, but not tonight. We're trying to get to our guest, Khemraj Ramjattan. We're going to be talking about the drug bust, the sugar industry, a court case. He just won democracy. This thing that this little display, if I had the Azimari, we ain't taking it, sir. So we're going to circle back to that in a little bit. Somebody finally said yesterday at the opening of this parliamentary conference happening in Georgetown here, we can circle back to that. The folks said they're ready for Mpox. They're fired up, ready to go. They're watching things. Here we go, folks. Signs of the times. Signs of the times. Where do we go from here? Y'all help me. I'm kind of shooting blind here. Without the notes, look, every day, folks, carnage on the roads, the waterways, you know, violence against each other, violence against our women and girls. A man reportedly stabbed to death in the Northwest, they're telling us. And Julio Manduk stabbed to death during a fight with an 18-year-old one, Delson Brown. Every day is this kind of violence. In this little 2x4 country, about 5 away, you stop up 2. Right? God forbid I should be left with 2 Jacobats. God forbid. So we're watching this, folks, receiving this report. This happened at Aishalton, they tell us. Right? This happened at Aishalton. Julio Manduk, a male of Amerindian descent, allegedly stabbed by Delson Brown, an 18-year-old at Aishalton. And we're trying to get all of the information concerning this. And that's as much as we know at the hour. Yeah. So sad, so sad. Thoughts and prayers with our family, folks. Or thoughts and prayers with that. Moving on, we want to get to our guest. Look, some of the other things we're following very quickly as we push on. Some of the other things we're following. Yep. Remember me telling you about these mining issues at Murudi Mountain you got the Senaru, you got Chinese landing. Here is where you got these indigenous settlement and government bullying the people, sending their own friends, family, and favorites to mine on the people land, and then they get the short end of the stick, our indigenous brothers and sisters. So Vikram ran out today, Vikram Bharat, Minister of Natural Resources, he ran out. Government wants safe mining in Murudi Mountain of all places. So they got everything on pause. You know, they got everything on pause because an international tribunal, an international organization attached to the UN, handed down a decision that the people there are being discriminated. So instead of giving the people back their land, they put a halt in everything. And then when you're questioning them, they say, oh, we're trying to make sure that the mining there is safe first before we open back up the process. It's nothing but wickedness, folks. It's nothing but wickedness. Different kind of wickedness. You got different kind of wickedness, but kind of a different level. This one headline we saw, folks, at the East Coast Road. This is the Mahika area there around KK gas station. The two lane is now. I don't know when they went and checked on this place. This is one of the headaches. One of the headaches to go up that direction, you know. Get up by my mother-in-law, get up and see my friends and my relatives in 5 and 6. It's a headache. You should get some short flights to region 5 and 6. To pass that, you got to go around through some side street at the back, at your back alley. What's that if it's nighttime? So when I saw this, I said, these people for real? Are they for real? No traffic on open back there. West side. West side. Moving on. Fling away this stadium. Fling it away. Pack of lies. Fling it away, folks. Dash it away. Shooting incident. Police said they were shooting at a car that looked suspicious. That kind of hit me the wrong way. That kind of hit me. The police firing at a car. It looked suspicious. Didn't get an indication the car was firing on the police. That's what the report said. The car looked suspicious. And in the process, a bystander, a woman, is being reported was shot in her buttocks. Jesus. Ouch. Ouch. This wild west. You all remember a couple months ago, that police officer who was going to work, he was in a suspicious car as well. Suspicious looking car. He was fired upon. They said 76, 80 rounds fired in the direction of the car. Nothing hit. Yep. Police forces investigating this shooting incident. Police forces wake up. Good. Them boys is wake up. Good. And then it's purgatory. Right? Some of them is run out the lineup. Run out of order. Good. They wake up and then boom. Guyana is not a real place. You fling a little table down, throw a little computer in it. That's a resource center just enough for small businesses. How did you know you're wicked? How did you know you're wicked, man? I thought it was a whole building and you get some textbooks and you get some online courses you could do, some short courses you could do right there in an afternoon and so on. I could bring around entrepreneurs up to kind of level. They're telling us the Small Business Bureau is offering additional support for local entrepreneurs. I didn't know it was a desk and a computer in it. Does it? It's a resource center. This video, all money gave away. Look, let me get past this. We ain't got to circle. We ain't got to circle back to that. You know, it's nice time for the kids as they head back to school. The General Secretary of the Guyana Teachers Union got a word or two for young people. Part of what she said is there's been much excitement and curiosity as our kids head back to school. Isn't she sweet? Isn't she beautiful? Isn't she lovely? Much excitement. Our kids are very curious. You know, very curious. And that 14 and 15-year-old going off to university had to have been curious. You know, again, whatever age and stage they're at, we got to give them their neighboring environment. Don't bring them in big people's story. You know, leave them in their own world. as we continue to rear and care for young ones. And so good to see them go off to school. I see so lots of photographs online. Like everybody cheering going Queens now. Like everybody child going Queens now. But then, that being said, I followed MP Ganesh. Today we were at the National Assembly together this afternoon. Followed him over at Saints to pick up his son. I forget them days. Going back to though. Going back to them days. Youngest son starting soon, school very soon. Watching to that. Yeah, yeah. Saw them out there, very bright eyed, look very optimistic. The whole future, open up before them. Our young people, don't bring them in big people story. Let it take some time to grow and understand life. Nice time, folks. Nice time for young people as they head back to school. Much excitement and curiosity. General Secretary of the Guyana Teachers Union said, yeah, we want a nice time too. We could ask the question, is it nice time, for instance, in the sugar industry? Is it? I don't think you would agree. I don't think you'd say yes. Is it nice time when Guyana becoming a narco state? They can send out 1 and 2. But why you distracted here? The borders, folks, taking blows. Is it nice time for democracy or parliamentary democracy? If you all remember, Irfan said, I'm not going to pain you all tonight. Irfan said, last evening we showed it to you. Oh, everything nice here. We work with the opposition, help to build capacity, and we work together to move this country forward. Oh, really? I had cause to put some questions to Ganesh Maipo last evening, Sherwin Hola. Tonight, folks, we have with us the one and only Khemraj Ramjattan, and we can ask him some questions as well. So, folks, sit back, relax, and let's get into this other aspect. Nice time, folks. Nice time. Real nice time. Take a look. Welcome, Khemraj. Are you there? Are you there? Are you there? Khemraj, a very good evening and welcome to our broadcast. Thanks for responding positively on such short notice. I know that you are extremely busy. You are fresh off of a win at a magistrate's court. You have managed to get off a number of sugar workers who were arrested during a protest activity and brought before the court, hauled before the court, trying to break the will of the cane workers. They're fighting for more. Tell us a little bit about that before we get into our discussion.
Yeah, as you can recall, last year, September, there was a major demonstration at Kanji by the sugar workers of Venezuela estate and a couple of other estate workers too. And they joined calling for better wages and conditions. And a number of them, as a result of the protest demonstrations, were just hauled in like a dragnet operation and thrown into trucks and buses and sent to the central police station and so on. And then they were charged with 4 very serious offenses: striking terror, obstructing police in the performance of their functions, and 2 others, and inclusive of unlawful assembly. And of course, a number of them said they were there just watching on. Some of them said that they were there because they were driving their car and they were looking for their brother, and the police just dumped them all. And then even when they provided the evidence to convict, it was very insufficient to the extent whereby they didn't identify that person, let's say Miss X or Mr. X, as to what he did. They simply say that I see all of them there, and they were the ones who were blocking up this and blocking up that and blocking the road. And so they really couldn't identify them individually. And in serious matters of criminal offenses, you have to identify what role each played, what they did, and identify them individually as to their actus reus, as you would know. Not only their intention, but their actus reus. They failed miserably. And then a senior police officer had taken video recordings and tendered them. And none of the 20 that we represented, myself and Sharon Antigua, They were in that video. So it made our case a lot easier when we came to make the no case submissions. And I must commend the magistrate for upholding it and easing the difficulties and challenges that 20 sugar workers faced, additional to being locked up and so on that night.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. So congratulations again. Some folks view this kind of locking up of protesters as intimidatory tactics. If you have a healthy democracy, you don't mind dissent as long as you confine it properly within the bounds of the law. And clearly, what you've outlined there isn't anything egregious, you know.
Absolutely. Look, the constitutional right to assemble has been there since independence and even before independence. And that is what they were doing. They are going to get some unruly people, but you got to identify them properly. Sometimes these unruly people are placed there by the administrators. And so you have to be very cautious when you're now going to do this. But we know what it is that the PPP wants. They want to ensure a chilling effect on people who are supposed to be their supporters in their industry, the sugar industry. And so they wanted them, because they treat when their own come out against them as being worse than when opposition forces come out against them. So they really wanted to treat sugar workers that badly by use of the police force to shut them up. You have no right to speak out and ask for better wages. You have no right to come out and ask for better conditions of work and all of that. And so one must see the main purpose behind the PPP's administration in relation to when they do very serious arrest and criminalization of what you call constitutional acts, constitutional activities. And that is all part and parcel, I think, of what people like Khemraj Ramjattan have been talking about, us becoming an autocracy rather than democracy.
Yeah. Shades, he said, shades of autocracy. And we saw Ralph Ramkran disagreeing a little bit there on that, but that's for another conversation. I am sure you'd be happy to have. That being said, Khemraj, as we're on sugar, the mid-year finance report is out, and my oh my, it doesn't paint a good light on sugar at all. It seems that the government has been distracted, locking up sugar workers as against trying to improve the industry. A number of other industries suffering too. Sugar industry, they're telling us, Khemraj, I'm sure you've seen some of these figures by now, contracted by 60.4%. Livestock, 7.8%. Decline in livestock. Bauxite has contracted by 20%. Gold mining by 10.3%. And the list goes on. You know, you've been talking about this black hole called Guyana that we're pumping monies in without no end, just to satisfy maintaining a political base. What's happening here, Khemraj?
Well, that is the destruction of good monies through bad policies. The PPP is never going to get that thing right once it comes to sugar workers. It seems like they permanently want to let logic and rational arguments run over, be run over by their madness, as it were. Look, sugar, as we have been saying, doesn't have a future because, firstly, cost of production in Guyana is 2 times the cost of our selling price of the sugar, even when we sell to specialized markets. Sugar also needs a strong labor supply. Right now, they do not have workers. I understand that the president Irfan Ali was in Crabwood Creek. And in Crabwood Creek, he was telling them, because when the people start, a couple of the people, not plenty, asked him about Skeldon Sugar Factory. He said, well, you know, we're not getting employees and all of that. And it's true. And then a next thing that we have to consider, and it is going to be more and more a huge consideration, is this climate change. There is tremendous destruction of the cane because of heavy rainfall on occasions, and then on the opposite end, drought. the sucrose content sometimes not being there to ensure that the acreage gives you the quality, the quantity of juice, and then thereafter the sugar that you got to get. And then there is a lot of thievery, I understand, going on in the estates. And then corruption. We had fires at Albion, burned down the generating unit, and they said that it is going to cost in the first time $64 million. Are we going to fix it up? The thing ended up about $600 million now. Well, the money gone. Sugar workers are seeing all of this happening. Sugar workers are seeing that when they ask for a better day rate of wage and all of that, they get in lockup. They got to go to court 20, 25 times. All of that. Expenses in the back. You think they're going to want to be in that sugar industry? So the thing is literally dead. But they pump a lot of money, and they use the justification that, okay, because there are lots of lands there, we have to pump money. But look how much money. And instead of right-sizing it so that you can, do the prudent thing, they gone and they said that they could open back Rosal Estate. Well, I understand Rosal Estate going to collapse again on them. They're talking about mechanization and all of that. And, that was exactly what Sis Narayan was talking. And when he then left to go to some country overseas, Bajagdev tell he stayed just there. Don't bother come back.
Stay in the EU.
And then
Stay in the EU. Khemraj, you've been
Yes,
articulating there. You've been articulating there some of the challenges to sugar production in our country. Some people also have noted an overemphasis on expansion. You could barely manage the 2 acreage you got here. You're trying to expand and do all of these different things. That could be a challenge. In some instances, you did highlight the issue of climate change. One of the considerations here, Khemraj, is limited details on climate change mitigation measures for the industry. They talk about climate change impacting the industry, but not how we can perhaps mitigate on some of those setbacks that we've been having. Another area that's been focused on, Khemraj, is the reliance on external exports. We seem not to have any homegrown people anymore. And another issue I want to raise is financial sustainability and transparency in the industry. You talk about all this money being poured in. Are we getting value for dollar? We hardly seem to be able to gauge that.
We are not. That is a simple answer. We are not. And the more they bring in the Cuban experts, when the Cuban experts come, I hear they got big problems of communication. Well, okay, they might sort that out. But the trouble is, what could they tell the Guyanese managers that the Guyanese managers do not right now know? What will they tell them? That you got to get more workers to come and cut the cane and fetch it to the punt, and then that fetch and punt mentality that you want to bring. How are you gonna? What else could you do? There's a reason probably why they feel that a lot of the engineers and whosoever else in the estate have left for America and Canada and England and all of that. But what have you done to keep them? And so the technical expertise and personnel that got experience, they have all left. And an indication of a sector having huge problems that might be insurmountable is when the technical expertise and experienced people start going away. Remember, because it can collapse. And no matter you bring the Cubans here, they can't hold it together. You had to do the right thing, right size, as we did, and utilize the lands there and the factories there to double up and spend money very prudently. You just don't go and shove all this money this year 3 times at the national budget in January or thereabouts, and then 2 financial papers. And then in the one financial paper, you had 2 times, one for current spendings and one for capital spendings. In the vicinity this year alone of about, how much is about 12, $15 billion. Correct. And every year at an average since 2020, $11 billion given as a subvention. Lots more than what the actual subvention is, in addition to that. So it is not spending that is wise at all. And instead of now doing those lands for sugar, Do those lands for prawns farming, peppers, pineapples. That's the kind of thing. Those things bring in pumpkins, and those things have a value that is far more superior. Of course, you have to be intensive in your farming methods. You have to be scientific and all of that. But that is where the money lies. And what I have always argued too is that when you plant these additional crops, pineapples, papaws, peppers, pumpkins, you ensure the local food security. That is something that is not being paid attention to. People go on the bacon and the boron and all kinds of things. So you just don't go into this monoculture of sugar and cane sugar at that point, making so much losses and then expanding the lands for that purpose. You got to go and get some of the bright cane cutters or their children, qualify them in agriculture at Reddit University, and then set them up with a 40, 50 acres of intensive farming and get them the capital to go get the mechanization or whatever it is that is required. Like they do it in Brazil, they do it in China, and then one person can do so much acres with his machines and his family and so on to ensure that so much is done on a farm. And that is what we have to do. Because right now, almost everything that is supposed to be local here now are crumbling. The Dutch disease is with us. Because the oil money is just going, and they feel that they could do that with the oil monies all the time. Just feed from the oil money. No. The oil money, a big portion should be saved. Yes, there should be infrastructural works, but not as big as what they're doing now. But also money to enhance human capacities in especially food security and get the people there. And then you're going to see potatoes, that is sweet potatoes and all those things, plentiful, milk, black belly sheep or whatever it is that is local to Guyana, So
Khemraj, those things are king right now based on the prices you have to pay in the marketplace for them. I want to pick your brain on two other issues quickly before I let you go. We recently had it's ongoing, the 46th Conference of the Caribbean, the Americas, and the Atlantic region of the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association. The theme of this conference, Khemraj, is democracy challenges facing modern parliaments. Now, this is something you've talked about for a very long time, the way our parliament, in many aspects, is very, very dysfunctional. The president seemed to have a different view, that we have a robust parliament. There is space for the opposition to contribute meaningfully to the process. He said a lot of things, seeking to say that Guyana has a good parliamentary democracy. Now, we seem to have remembered the history quite differently. I wanted you to weigh in on that and this whole notion that Parliament is the foundation, and as he says, for national development and stability. He talked about free and fair elections and protections of the Constitution. And this administration that in so many instances, the High Court has found unconstitutional in so many instances. Khemraj, lay it out for us where we are in our own parliamentary democracy.
Yeah, look, parliamentary democracy is a foundation for what is called a genuine democracy as against an illiberal democracy or an autocracy, as Bharti Ramcharan placed it. And what you have to get functioning in a democracy is your parliament and the various subcommittees or committees of parliament. Mm-hmm. We saw a massive degradation of our parliament, especially when it came to money accountability, by virtue of changing the standing orders in relation to that Public Accounts Committee. We have seen this democratic centralist government change those standing orders to exclude scrutiny of their spendings from 2020 to 2024. We had a backlog. We were trying to get the backlog done. But because they changed the thing and they said that you have to have ministers or 2 opposition members or 3 opposition members in the meeting, then it can't be with a quorum. And we have seen in the vicinity of 24, 25 public accounts meetings being not called because of these members from the government side not coming. So
Right.
you have a diminished amount of meeting at the Public Accounts Committee. And so right now in 2024, we are still on with the 2019, I think, accounts being
Because that's
scrutinized.
how they wanted Khemraj to escape scrutiny, of
Exactly.
course.
Exactly. That is one of the guardrails of a government when it wants to strike out by this contrived, manufactured way the scrutiny of their accounts. At least by 2024, we should know what's happened in 2021, 22. It is supposed to be updated, and that is what we were trying to do. And no, they don't do that. So right now, you don't know how they've spent out your money in 2020, that little piece of period that they were in, and 2021, 2022. You don't know. And you might not know until after the 2025 elections. And they deliberately wanted to do that. So this thing had a purpose behind it, a mischievous purpose. And then secondly, all the committees and the various commissions that we created during that constitutional reform process. One big committee that I have a big problem with is the Public Security Committee. Ben called a meeting one time at the very earliest stages, 2020, and then he never held back another meeting. So we can't call the commissioner, we can't call the fire chief, we can't call the prison commissioner, we can't call Kanu head to tell us what is happening and so on. And today, we see what has happened to the police force with the massive corruption and massive amounts of money that we see some senior officers got. They gone
Yes.
and
Yeah.
they gone and leave and so on. And today, one of the biggest cocaine busts we had at some place next to Madia, Matarkai, I think, or Matakai, where the police was asked not to go. Kanu and the GDF look after the thing. Why? Because I understand they didn't trust the police to get involved with that thing. And we can't go into. Yeah, it is a shame. It is a shame what is happening with the upper echelons of the police force. And now, when cocaine get fined, you don't know what it is. And so these are some of the things that you have at a parliamentary level that are showing signs of an autocratic state. When we ask questions, it takes months to get answers for. The
Yeah.
logic
Yeah.
of questions to ministers is to get immediate answers so that the impact could be brought to bear on the electorate and the public. No. In Guyana, you ask a minister a question, then he put it down there, and then he put 3-4 months after, then he can answer. You go and ask for a motion, like I think you had put up a motion and so on for debate. They quickly say that it is not urgent, neither is it in
Yeah.
total or in the
Yeah.
public interest. And that is and the PPP does not want to have that done. I mean, we have a speaker there. Sometimes even I notice the speaker would like to have it done, but the hardcore nature, the democratic centralist in the PPP said, no way, don't that. And then even our committees under statutes that we created, like the Petroleum Commission. We had a 21-man Petroleum Commission. They changed it and they altered it to 9. And then even though they altered it to 9, Vikram Bharat today says that the ministry could make the decisions. We don't need a Petroleum Commission. So even the consultative process, a more expansive democracy in relation to your oil monies by virtue of youth, business, labor, and so on being in the Petroleum Commission has now been degutted by the non-function of a Petroleum Commission. Vikram Bharat and Ibai said they're going to look after the decision making. That is autocracy, or a tendency towards autocracy. And I can name a number of these other things whereby these chaps at the parliamentary level are not doing the governance structures any good at all, and they're going to be blamed for it. And I think all of them are being watched by the Americans. You remember they had a lady by the name of, is it a lady? A Deakins had come to do a human rights investigation in Guyana.
Talk to us.
Dr. D. Dawkins Hagler, sorry, a fact-finding mission.
Correct, correct.
We had told them about all of this, and they were very, very surprised to hear that all of this thing happening. And they went, I understand, and asked the PPP, asked your Fanani and them, what's happening? These are the complaints. And it is not as if we didn't package it properly. We had an economy and justice article by Nigel Hughes, our new leader. We had even the report from Freddie Kissoon calling Jagdeo an ideological racist,
Correct, correct.
and so on. So the things are all documented, and we have what is called a dossier on all these things. And if Borti Ramcharan was there and he had gotten all of it, he could have write about it and say exactly that it is not merely a tendency towards autocracy, but it is almost like a destination.
The thing is that, Khemraj, you preempted my last question on the Guyana police force. We've seen a couple of drug busts in recent months, and there, as a school of thought that says that this is a set piece. We're heading into election. The PP needs to show that they are very strong on anti narco trafficking, that sort of thing. And that what you're seeing here that you didn't see in the 4 years is a lot of set pieces. You could always find the fellow who doing the 2 grams and the 3 grams, and they put him away for a couple of months, a couple of years. But the fellow who's shipping the 4.4 ton, the 11 ton to Belgium, the Netherlands, and so on, you could never find these culprits for some strange reasons. Khemraj, is this just part of this election cycle we're heading into, and the PP trying to?
No, I feel that they were a number of their friends and family who collect big money are complicit, and they know it. You can't tell me that the government wouldn't know that there is an airstrip there. The DEA knows about it. How come your policemen at Madhya can't know about it?
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. All have what is called a connection. How policemen getting so rich? It gotta be because of certain connections they got with these big boys. And how could you buy from Colombia? Because it's Colombia this cocaine has come from. I was public security minister. Largely, they fly from Colombia and come here. Who you think will pay for that money? It is not the little black boy and coolie boy on the corner street there. It's them big people that collecting big money, big contractors and all of that. Wealthy people involved in we got plenty money. And who you think got money? The boys in the PPP, friends and family and so on, boss. And they are the ones that could now associate with themselves with this. And they got a capacity to ensure that the police turn a blind eye or turn their gaze away from where the thing packing up.
Yeah.
And that is what it is all about. It's a conspiracy of the highest order. I am glad that the Kanu made a break here with the assistance of the DEA and so on. I remember that we had asked for a lot of equipment to come in and that we can know when planes are coming in by having a piece of equipment that you stick in the tarmac there of these or the airstrips. And so that you can know by virtue of what is a smart software kind of thing. I don't know if they're not putting these things on up to these airstrips to find out how many, and then also to go and capture the plane. How many planes we captured in our administration?
That Airfund flies around in.
Oh yes, that was one. But that is what you do. You utilize the technologies to ensure that the policemen will know.
But Khemraj, word on the street is that this airstrip, a lot of big ones know about this airstrip. There's not a secret airstrip. It's almost like a regional airport there.
Yes. You take it from me. They got to know these things. You either you're mad or you're just complicit. Make you know. You don't want to know. But a state, and especially its police institutions, its enforcement sections, must. Because look, if a man could come in like that, or a set of people come in like that, what them Venezuelans that can do, they can come in and literally take over the whole place.
Correct.
Do we know what we're talking about here?
Correct. All right, correct.
No, it's all right.
Go right ahead. I just wanted to say thanks for coming by on such short notice. I want to have you back because, these issues are constant. Things are very, very fluid. We're heading into this election period, and we have to get, as you said, clarity is power, Khemraj. Clarity
Clarity
is
is
power.
power. Yes, you got
Thank
to
you
get
so
clarity.
much for coming by this evening. All right. That being said, folks, thank you so much, Khemraj, for coming by again. Thank you so very much. Thank you, folks, for staying here with us just after 9 at our end here, and we've done a full hour. Thank you so much for staying. Each and every one of you. We got Rosetta and Joylyn, Asha, Deborah Clark, Seferas. McGarrell is here as well. McGarrell, Seville, and Andrew, Beryl Crawford, Joylyn Cook. Thank you guys for staying here with us. And again, thank you so much, Khemraj Ramjattan, for coming by this evening and bringing clarity to these issues for us. Thank you. We're going to see you guys right back here on the next one. That's our time this evening, and that's our program. And that's the last bell. Thank you so much, folks. Stay safe. Stay